AI is the most powerful tool humanity has ever built. Everyone uses it to write emails, pass exams, generate images, or make funny videos. But there's one direction where everything could go wrong, where it doesn't just make smart people smarter, it makes some dumb people very dangerous and catastrophically dangerous, causing millions of deaths. The video is about biology, how AI with biology in wrong hands can cause massive damage that a nuclear weapon cannot cause. Biology was always the one of the highest stakes domain. A single pathogen could kill millions if it goes into wrong hands. But for decades, that barrier was very low. It was difficult. Years of PhD education was needed. A very high-tech lab was needed. Millions of dollars for research was needed. A mind able to comprehend all that biological research knowledge was needed, and that friction was safety net. Terrorists or other people couldn't do that, so they pivoted to other easier methods like bomb making or airplane crashing for cheaper costs and faster time. But Dario Mude, CEO of Anthropic, says that biology misuse is the most concrete near-term risk of advanced AI. According to his definition of powerful AI, which is an AI model smarter than a Nobel Prize winner in fields like biology, coding, or mathematics combined. When millions of these AI models are run in GPUs in a single data center, it will form a country of geniuses. People argue that we still had Google search and it still provided everything we needed to make those weapons, but AI models are different. The Google only gave you research papers and links to that, not a step-by-step process, and you needed a lot of knowledge to understand those research papers. But AI models are different. They understand everything and can give you an step-by instruction manual if you ask to make anything you want with whatever equipments you have. It's very different. Google's just provide information while AI models provide the step-by-step plan, which is the entire threat. It doesn't need an institution watching or tracking the PhD degrees or no mentor reviewing your researches. It doesn't even need a committee to get access to something. It can be done by anyone, anywhere, with enough motivation and discipline and just a laptop. And this isn't just a theoretical fear. People have actually tried this before with real scientists and real money, but in the past they failed because things were very hard and expensive. But what changed when AI enters that equation? Om Shinrikyo in Japan around 1990s formed a religious cult. It had a goal which was mass casualties. They had real 7 PhD microbiologists on their team working very hard. They even made 7 separate biological weapons, 4 with anthrax and 3 with botulinum toxins. And fortunately, the results were that 0 deaths happened from those biological weapons, as it was a complete failure because he couldn't acquire a virulent strain which was needed, and they even had wrong dispersal equipment, technical errors because of lack of expertise. But they later killed 13 people with chemical sarin. But biology was too hard even for the team of 7 microbiologists. Similar thing was tried by Soviet Biopreparat, a USSR secret bioweapon program. And it was not something by a cult or religious group or people. It was something state funded to fight with other nations. They had around 50,000 people working there, 47 plus facilities, dozens of PhD holding scientists, and multiple decades of time to do it. They had all the access that someone can get. They had state level resources to weaponize biology at scale, but still they hit a wall of technical complexity. Now, After trying for decades, they had to shut down the program and couldn't achieve the final goals. Now AI compresses that years of trial and error into hours of prompting with just simple simulations, and it can run thousands of simulations in a very limited time. The data was always online. AI turns that data into prompts. Now, the AI models can even be hijacked or jailbroken to access any part of the information that AI can give you. So, if the risk is real, what is actually being done about it? And is what's being done enough? Few AI companies which want AI models to be developed safe. One of them is Anthropic uses classifiers. These are systems that track the prompts that are given to AI models. They tighten safe margins around developing dangerous biological weapons or queries from people about developing any kind of weapon. It is continuously updated as it is a war between bad people and good people. The safety teams and communities come with prompts that can be used to hijack the model, and classifiers are regularly updated to prevent the models from following those prompts. Even it causes around 5% of margin losses to the company, but they do it. Another thing that is being done to stop this is DNA synthesis screening. Companies that print artificial DNA for you are now required to cross-check orders against known dangerous specimens and sequences. US has already issued executive orders in AI, and they have specifically flagged biosecurity as a priority national risk area. And even after doing all of this, there's a problem with this. This only covers closed API accessible models which are present on the internet, but open source models which can be run offline and hidden in any part of the world, they host a bigger problem. Once released, they cannot be recalled or controlled by the publisher of the model. Anyone can modify them as they like, even if classifiers or any tag is used to prevent them from giving instructions for making biological weapons. The open source models can still be modified, jailbroken, or hijacked to give the desirable prompt to its users. So the defense has to be biological, like better detection systems, faster outbreak response, infrastructure, and the cure will always be behind the attacker, because it doesn't take much resources to spread a virus, but it takes a lot of coordination, resources, and people to stop something from spreading by giving vaccinations. It needs dedicated vaccination programs, money, research, and a lot of things. So the intervention should be surgical, say, so they don't destroy economic value and don't overregulate things. Also minimize burdens while getting the job done and making better AI models. And prevention alone is not full answer. It takes less effort to be offensive and more effort and money to be defensive in the field of biology, as we have seen with corona, polio, or smallpox. There's other side also to the things. The same AI that creates these massive risks might actually be our best shot at surviving it. The same technology that could cause harm has already saved millions of lives. Chances are that this may never happen. It requires a lot of resources, dedication, and time to do it, even with the help of biology. The limiting factor in biology is time, as I have mentioned in my previous videos. Most people most people with access to these powerful AI models will anyway never use it for harm. The barrier is intent, not knowledge. And there are historical proofs about it, like nuclear weapons. Dozens of countries could build them and have built them, but that doesn't mean catastrophe. The nuclear weapons are stored safely in the bunkers, and now most countries are pledging to destroy those weapons. The AlphaFold from DeepMind shows how AI can be used for good things also. How they have solved more than 200 million protein structures all within just few years, which would have taken centuries for us humans to do manually. Another example is how mRNA COVID vaccines were developed in just 11 months. It was one of the fastest vaccine development program in human history. From my past videos, the AI has multiple benefits on biology. It will be able to cure all of the infectious diseases, double our lifespan and more. Check out that video if you want to know more about the positive side. Coming back to the point, same models that could theoretically assist an attack can detect pathogens faster, design better vaccines, and stop outbreaks from happening by detecting patterns and their behaviors. The total math is that one possible catastrophe misuse against millions of preventable deaths. The positive side is likely very larger, but again it is not guaranteed, and that gap is what we have to plan for, prepare for, and governments and companies have to be ready for. AI technology will reach and be beneficial for billions of people around the globe. A few people from those billions use their crooked minds will use their crooked minds to cause harm to the public. But in the end, this is just another goal of humanity to chase behind. Before AI, it was internet, and before it was computers. This was my video about it. If you like the tell me what do you think about AI, its harms, and what are your views and other things in the comments. It will be interesting to see other perspectives also other than mine and Dario Amodeus. Thank you. Consider subscribing and watching my previous videos, especially the benefits of biology video that I made before this one. The link of that video I will give in the description also. You can check it out there. Thank you and bye bye.